Welcome back trackside once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Swift MotorSports airs iRacing Paint's Xfinity Series fires things off for race number 6. Here in season number 6, we're going to hit the high banks of Michigan International Speedway. A long race here tonight. We're going to see who can get to victory lane, but first, the Performance Motorsports Pole Award session up for grabs. Justin Gann sitting top of the speed charts, 39:05 is the quick time here in qualifying. We're going to get a little closer to the track, but before we go, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you can all join us here tonight. As always, bringing you the calls from trackside. Speaking of trackside, let's delay it no longer. 107-degree track temperature. Let's bring you some of those qualifying times over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Let's see if the graphics are working for us here tonight. There you go. Got a little bit of a mix-up around that 6th position with Todd Craig. Craig a little lackluster here in qualifying as of late. We'll see if he can pick up a little bit of pace. We'll look for him to pick up positions as tonight's race continues on. Just about 45 seconds remaining here in the Performance Motorsports qualifying session. Justin Gann in control of the provisional pole, so as the music slowly begins to fade away and the final few fans begin to fill the stands here tonight, once again, sold out, packed house here from Michigan International Speedway. What a night, what a race we're about to have. Will we see Cray make it to victory lane again? Last week's race winner at Michigan, he's going to start from deep in the field, and that is going to do it for qualifying. Justin Gann will take the pole position here tonight. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up for your national anthem. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave
And as the flyover finishes, drivers start the engines. We're ready to roll off of pit road. You can hear the familiar sounds in the background. You know it's time for us to run down tonight's starting lineup live here from Michigan International Speedway, walking away with the top spot in the Performance Motorsports qualifying session Europole Award winner, starting inside row number 1 behind the wheel of that fast number 30 machine. Once again at the front, Justin Gann will bring us to the green flag. Nick Hunt, solid qualifying effort. He's going to start outside from that second position. Bailey Dutton and Roy Fernandez back in row number 2. Row number 3 here tonight in the pure Michigan 250. John McMillan Jr. and Jerry Cochran. Getting a little ahead of ourselves. Todd Curry back in row number 4, followed alongside by that 56 machine of John Wimbish. Brandon Fries, Anthony Keys going to finish out your top 10. Row number 6 here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. Kevin Burrows and Gary May. Haynes and Branch going to fill out row number 7. Back in row number 8, the 11 of Casey Duncan and the 14 machine of Dave Seats. That's going to finish out your 16-car field here tonight in the pure Michigan 250. Andy Starcher, Don Kidder, race control and admins just down the hall. We're ready for the long haul here tonight. Drivers off of 4 for the first time. Into the restart zone we roll, and away we go. Green flag flies here from Michigan. Quickly putting that timing, scoring up a lot of action here on lap number 1. Down the backstretch, double file, jockeying for positions already. Gann to the top of the speedway, and that's going to open up the door for the 26 down on the bottom, backing it into 3. Lap number 1 underway, and Gann will bring it off of 4. Drivers packed up early here tonight. Only lap number 2 on the board. You can see right there, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Throw a blanket over them as they cross the start-finish line. John Wimbish and the Valvoline 56 machine right here hanging on to that lead pack. Single file from there on back. Fernandez, Craig going at it 4 positions. Battle of the coffee companies. But they belong to the same one. Interesting. Well, the sponsor's getting some TV time with that when you can't pay for better coverage right there. The Black Rifle Coffee Company down on the bottom of the racetrack. On the high side as well. Door going to open up now. Jerry Cochran III looking to the inside of Fernandez. That 3 machine going to have to cover just a little bit as he gets ready to head towards turn number 3, and we got problems in the back. Big crash in the back. Gary May gonna have some problems. Let's see if we can't get that one ready for you to go. And man, just big hit here. Let's go back. Let's check the replay. See right here, May just drifting up a little bit. Hooked. Oh, big hit. Right into that outside wall, and yes, it's a safer barrier, but I promise you it did not feel any better. One more time from onboard here, riding with May off of 2, and there it is. There's the hook, and there's the big heavy damage for both the 14 of Dave Seats as well as that 5 of Gary May, so under caution. For the first time here tonight from Michigan International Speedway, we'll rejoin your race leaders at the front. And this has been one of the rare cautions that we've seen. Right, haven't seen a whole lot of cautions throughout the season. So a quick caution going to bring the field to a crawl back behind the pace car here, working their way through 3 and 4. We'll see what your race leaders decide to do. I would imagine with just a handful of laps. And there it is. No, they're going to prove me wrong. I was going to say, might want to stay out here. Definitely not going to worry about getting tires with just a limited amount of tires. You're going to have to be careful about when you take the tires, when do you want them, when you get them. Going to take a look at the beautiful flags here tonight. What an amazing, that's a great camera shot, to be honest. I mean, let's be real about it. So while the field finishes their pit stops down on pit road, what do you say we give you some of that official business here tonight? Justin Gann going to lead the charge off of pit road. No surprise there. The 30 going to get out of the pit box first. That first stall being a huge advantage when you have these caution pits. Really able to beat the rest of the field off of pit road. It's kind of a no-brainer. That's why you fight for that pole position. But nonetheless, let's get to that official business we were alluding to. Coming into tonight's race, and it looks like we've got a little bit of a discrepancy here with some of the graphics. Although Bailey Dutton, Todd Gray sitting tied in the point standings, we're going to give it to you old school. Kevin Burrows sitting in third with Jason Branch and Dave Seats rounding out your top 5 seats, sitting about 37 points back from the teammates tied for the points lead so far here through 5 weeks. Both of them, both Dutton and Gray, with 2 race wins to their names. So 2 drivers that definitely know how to get around the racetrack. 2 drivers that have won on very different tracks. Both drivers still inside of the top 5. Again, I know it's early. They started right there around that 5th position. Gray starting back in 7th, so making up just a handful of spots here, but you can always seem to find them near the front. McMillan Jr., one of those fast drivers that week in, week out, he's up in the mix. Don't make a mistake. Let's not count out the Cuban Missile Rocket Roy Fernandez in that Black Rifle Coffee Company number 22. Roy, one of those sneaky fast drivers. He's not going to make a lot of highlight reels, so to speak, but he's going to make the right moves at the right time. And he typically puts himself in position for a solid podium run and a chance to battle for a checkered flag. We'll see how Fernandez goes for the rest of the night. Nick Hunt, what happened to Hunt? Big moments on pit road. Going to slide through the box, and the double O going to lose a handful of positions. Going to drop 8 spots on pit road. Man, it's tough. Tough indeed. Field going to work their way off of turn number 4. Pace car going to make the left-hand turn. We're going to go back green flag racing once again here tonight in the Pure Michigan 250 live right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network on the loud pedal, and away we go. Green flag flies again here from Michigan. See if we can back away from the track just a little bit, guys. Can we get a there we go. Let's get a little deeper picture of this field. Already the second restart is much different from the initial start of the race. We're quickly single file at the front, quickly single file in the back, only side by side for that third position. John McMillan Jr. going to punch his way into third down there, digging on the bottom of the racetrack. And you're seeing another theme we've seen last night at Dover in the Performance Motorsports Truck Series with Swift. We've seen Toyotas dominate at the start, running 1 and 2 for the majority of the initial run. After that, the man on point, he had problems on pit road. We'll see if he can't get that fixed up here tonight. Has a hunger Bentley Dutton behind him. Todd Craig to slide around the outside, take that third position. Now McMillan Jr. will fight with Jerry Cochran the third for fourth. Short-lived battle there. High side with the advantage, the momentum, the energy. Here comes Wimbish looking to the high side. And a great look at this field as they head down into turn number 3. There it is, stacked up front of the field, side by side. I believe that's going to be Kevin Burrows and Anthony Keys. There's Burrows, Keys in freeze right behind him in 21. And the 87 going at it. 4 positions on the track. Field going to come flying by as we get up close and personal down in turn number 1. 2, 3 wide here off of the back stretch. Nick Hunt meet in the middle. He's going to get the job done. Take 2 positions in 1 corner. He's going to work his way around both Keys and Freeze. Tommy Haynes in the 17. PrimeEnergyDrink.com machine waiting in the wings. The Navy Accelerate Your Life sponsored Ford Mustang. Jason Branch trying to make some headway here tonight. Branch qualified poorly. We're not going to pull punches here. Poor qualifying effort for that 28 machine has got him behind the 8 ball a little bit early here tonight as we go back 3 wide racing once again. Branch at the bottom, Haynes at the top, Freeze in the middle. And this can really... We're going to go back up front here in just one tiny second. Todd Gray has taken away the race lead. We're going to talk about Jason Branch for just a moment, though. When you have a bad qualifying effort, that puts you back in the back of the pack. It's hard to work your way through. It really is. You got to have solid runs, and there are no slouches here. With Swift Motorsports Airs iRacing Paints Xfinity Series, there is no single driver in the field that cannot hold their own, so it's a tall task to make up positions. Once you put yourself deep in the field, we'll keep our eye on Branch, see if he's able to make some headway here tonight. Meanwhile, as we've said, Todd Craig, new race leader at the front of this field for the first time. Craig goes to the point again, going to fall back to second with Bailey Dutton, Jerry Cochran the third, and John McMillan Jr. Rounding out your top 5, off of 2 they follow Cray. Everybody running single file. Let's take a little look here from John Windish's point of view inside of the cockpit of this Valvoline Camaro heading into 3. A great little look from inside the cockpit of that 56 machine. Big tip of the cap to all the drivers and crews, allowing us to fix some of these cameras here tonight to bring you some great action shots as we head down the back stretch. Everybody chasing after your race leader, Tom Craig, showing away back down into turn number 3. We roll. There they go once again, making their way through the center of 3 and 4. They're going to fan out just a little bit. You can see some drivers taking some much different lines a little bit further back through the field. Guys, can we get back around that Kevin Burrows fight? There we go, right here. Roy Fernandez, Kevin Burrows, thank you guys. Close little tight battle here. You see all of these drivers running slightly different lines. It's a big key, a big thing here at Michigan International Speedway. A lot of racing room, wide open racetrack. Drivers can pretty much go wherever they want. We're going to have to watch as the car slowly starts to transition, gets a little tighter over the run. But with the track temperature over 105 degrees here tonight, it may be helping keep some of these machines a little loose. More battles on the track. Let's head back up to this kerfuffle going on at the front of the field. 72 has got the 15 looking for a way around. McMillan Jr. still hunting his first podium of the season. We're going to double check that. Guys, that doesn't seem right. First podium of the season? I'm having a hard time believing that. Yeah, we're flipping back. We're not playing no games here. And it does indeed look that way. Searching for his first podium of the season. McMillan Jr. Man, if we had a talk last season, we would have never looked forward into season number 6 thinking that McMillan Jr. would be into the 6th race, still searching for his first podium here tonight. A lot of drivers still searching for their first wins. Only 3 drivers to victory lane so far this season. It's been crowded by Dutton and Cray. Only Jerry Cochran III able to get to victory lane. You can see that 72 right there. So 3 of your previous race winners inside of your top 5. Tight little battles around that 5th and 6th position between Wimbish and Fernandez. Back down to the bottom. Here comes McMillan Jr. Lap number 19 going to go on the board. We are single file here at Michigan International Speedway, but look for some runs to be made. 72 closing in on the 15. They're going to look to swap that position back. You can see the 15. He got the left side tires down there on that white line. Got a little bit squirrely through the center off of turn number 2. 72 unable to pounce and capitalize on the loose conditions of that 15. We're going to stay nose to tail. Lap 20 now on the board. Gonna see if we can find, let's go back here. Let's take a look at Tommy Haynes. Haven't had an opportunity to really discuss Haynes or talk about him very much so far this season. We're gonna take a ride off of the front end of this Prime Energy drink.com machine. Haynes sitting in that 11th position, trying to run down Anthony Keys for a top 10. The Serve Pro, number 87. Ford Mustang just off in the distance. We'll see how long Haynes can stay in the tire tracks. Dirty air, not your friend here at Michigan. You can hear him. A little bit of work on the throttle. Back onto the gas quickly. Great run. Center off. Look at him close in. Great 1 and 2 there. Great run in 1 and 2. High side hustling here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. You're watching the Pure Michigan 250, brought to you by the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series Battle for positions. Now let's jump back outside of these machines. The 17 of Tommy Haynes looking to crack in to the top 10 for the first time tonight. Meanwhile, McMillan Jr. still going at it up inside of your top 5. Let's head back to the front, guys. Can we get back up there? All right, there you go. We're going to get back up here. Top 3 still nose to tail. McMillan Jr. bringing the 72 along in the mix. Great run by John Wimbish as well. Let's not make a mistake of leaving any of these drivers out. How about Roy Fernandez right behind him? Fernandez has been on quite a bit of a tear himself so far this season. Still looking for that first race win, looking after a podium position here, sitting back in the 7th spot. We'll see if Fernandez can slowly crawl his way to the front. 1, 2, 3 teammates on the track. Gann back to the point, followed by Dutton and Cray. Swapping positions behind him once again. These two are going to continue to go at it here tonight. Jerry Cochran III on the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to yield the position to McMillan Jr. around the high side. And if it's me, that's where I'm thinking that's the high side. I've always been a believer here at Michigan. A lot of guys like to really cut down to the bottom into one. And work the car up the track. Not really slide the car, but almost that slide job look. It's a controlled slide job, if you will. Well, they're all supposed to be controlled, but methodically leading the car to that outside wall. I think running this high side, we'll see if anybody does it this time around. McMillan Jr. staying to that mid to high lane. That's what I'm talking about right there. You get that bigger arc and you don't seem to cut off as much speed. Look at the run down the backstretch. There it is. Battle for the final position on the podium. Third up for grabs now. Great run out of 2 for McMillan Jr. He's going to fire it to the bottom. In between here, can he slide up the racetrack? There it is. Textbook slide job here at Michigan International Speedway. Taking the position away, McMillan Jr. will move to third. A lot of good battles so far here tonight. We're going to jump around just a little bit as we watch John Wimbish trying to fight off and fend off that 3 of Fernandez. 6th and 7th on the racetrack. Meanwhile, at the front, Dutton all over Gann's rear bumper. John McMillan Jr. trying to fight off Todd Cray, looking back to the bottom. Not going to make the move just yet. Race leader's going to snake their way to the bottom, back to the top for the entry of turn 1. You really got to get a nice arc here at Michigan. You want to be able to dive it into the corner if that's the preferred line that you like. I like to sail it off in on the top and just kind of let it float for a second. Yeah, you gotta float it in there like you're driving your grandma's '85 Oldsmobile. Well, some of you, your grandma's '85 Oldsmobile. Some of yours grandma's maybe a 1997 Honda Accord. I don't know. Accords don't. You know what? Never mind. If you know, you know. If you've ever had to get in to the Oldsmobile, how about the gear shift on the column, right? I'm showing my age here with some of these comments. We're going to back off of that and get back to some racing action. How about some issues back here? Nick Hunt a little bit squirrely out of turn number 2. Going to corral the car down the backstretch. Still a 4-car battle here. Burrows, Hunt, Keys, and Haynes going at it. 8th all the way back to 11th. Casey Duncan falling to the wayside. The 11, another 4.5 seconds back here from this 3-wide battle once again. And Nick Hunt just keeps finding himself in these 3-wide battles. Woo! Big moment there. Oh my goodness. That's what you call slideways right there. Big moment here. Deep into the run. Tommy Haynes with a huge save. I know it may not have looked like much, but whew. Because Jess out there in the chat laughing at me because of my comments about, you know what? We're not even going to revisit it. We're just going to keep on going here. Burrows, Keys going at it. Nick Hunt going to pick up a handful of positions. He's going to move his way now into the 7th spot. Kevin Burrows with a big slide as well. So these tires really starting to show some wear. Really starting to show some issues. close racing action here back outside of your top 5. We've got close racing action in front. We've got drivers to pit road. Todd Cray to pit road. Big puff of smoke. Did Cray get it load up? We'll have to wait to see if he's popped with the pit road penalty. Back at the front, meanwhile, showing the way, your Performance Motorsports Pole Award winner. Walking away with the most laps led so far here tonight. Little off pace on that fastest lap, but Justin Gannon going to keep the race lead. What will Gannon Dutton do? Looks like a little bit of flames out of the right side. Looks like both drivers preparing to come to pit lane. It's a 4-car dash. Whoa, big moment there for McMillan Jr. Did he get woed up? That's going to look a little bit suspect. Some more craziness back here. Haynes, Duncan, Keys, sliding onto pit road. John Wimbish was one of your first drivers to pit lane. Back on lap number 29, you can see already being able to leapfrog Kevin Burrows and Todd Cray. Burrows with a fantastic run onto pit road there. Able to leapfrog Todd Cray. And how about the strategy call right here from that 56 crew? Right there, running right around that 5th position, pretty much the entirety of the start of tonight's race. And here he is with some big moves, making some headway on pit road. Job well done from Justin Gann, though. How about the run from Gann? And looks like maybe just right side tires only out here at the front of this field. Bailey Dutton off of pit road right behind him. 1-2 stepping away from the field. John McMillan Jr. was not popped on pit road. But a quick stop here tonight. Looks like majority of the field going to take right sides only. Right sides only, huh? At Michigan, this will be interesting. Top 2 stepping away, 3rd and 4th, nose to tail as well. We've got a trio of 2-car battles here after our first round of green flag pit stops. Wimbish and Keys gonna go at it as well. Keys an amazing job getting to pit road. Man, he closed some major distance getting to pit road. He's going to go side by side to the inside. Wimbish with the advantage on the high side. Going to take the spot for the time being. Here comes Jerry Cochran to 3rd. 72 going to look to the high side. So we got a handful of 2-car battles. A group of 3-car battles. Battle at the front of the field. Todd Cray has worked his way around 4 fresh Goodyears. That is the difference right there, ladies and gentlemen. You could see Cray come out of pit lane. And he was struggling to get by John Wimbish, but since has set sail on this field. It may have a handful of these crew chiefs rethinking that idea. Or did they take no tires and only fuel? Could we have seen a handful of guys with just left side tires? Looks like John McMillan Jr. stationary for 11.2 seconds in the box. That's enough for left sides and fuel. Looks like fuel only stops for the rest of this field, though. Justin Gann, Bailey Dutton, fuel only. We thought there were right sides taken. But those tires never came off of pit wall. So here's the next driver with those 4 fresh Goodyears in the field. You can see him making up a ton of ground as Todd Cray absolutely flying now, stepping out to over a 2-second advantage. Lap number 37 on the board, in the 72 of Jerry Cochran the 3rd, starting to make some headway with those 4 fresh Goodyear. Gotta be a good feeling, though, for Dutton and Gann to be on much older tires and put up quite a bit of a fight here. To force that 72 to really utilize those tires and really take some laps off of them. I don't know. If I'm coming to pit road, I want the Ford fresh. It's way too early to play some games. And well, that's why I am no longer a crew chief, and we're going to go a little bit further back in the field, guys. Let's go around the Anthony Keys there. You can see that 87 Serve Pro machine, bottom of the racetrack. Keys searching for some positions. Wimbish, first driver to pit road. Struggling to keep positions here. Wimbish came to pit road, sitting in that 6th spot. He's going to come out for the time being. Sliding back one position into that 7th spot. He's got a handful of hungry drivers behind him. Keys, Fernandez, Hunt, Burrows, all very fast drivers in the field here tonight. A little bit of a mix-up and shake-up of the running order after our first round of green flag pit stops has produced some strategy plays out of these teams and crew chiefs. Closest battle on the track will rejoin them right here. Here we go. John Wimbish, Anthony Keys gonna go at it. Gannon, Haynes, Dutton. 3-car battle for the final spot on the podium. Let's go check this one out, guys. Let's stay here for a moment. And how about this man right here on screen, Tommy Haynes, with a huge moment, huge slide, big time slide. Towards the end of that first green flag run, and you can see what those 4 fresh Goodyears do for you. Haynes was well behind this field, outside of your top 7 when he came to pit road. Now he is driven his way all the way up to the 3rd position and looking to step away. Already building just about a 1-second gap back to Gannon Dutton as they continue to stay nose to tail. Bailey Dutton, man on screen, looking for his 3rd win. Gannon in front looking for his 1st. We got some more action for you. Let's go back here. 2 cars going at it. Fernandez and Wimbish back side by side. You can see the 87 of Keys has been able to make his way by Wimbish on that bottom of the racetrack. A little bit of a look for a crossover here. And it looked like Wimbish thought about pulling the crossover and then reeled the reins back just a little bit. Maybe content to just ride here for a minute. Quickly into the middle portion of tonight's Pure Michigan 250, brought to you by Swift MotorSports. You're watching the Ayers iRacing Paints Xfinity Series. Drivers beginning to step out, step away at the front of this field, building some big gaps back to 4th place runner Justin Ganna's. Drivers going to snake their way by the start-finish line, back down into turn number 1. Handful of battles out there on the racetrack. Let's see if we can't jump around to a handful of them. Fernandez followed by Anthony Keys. John Wimbish trying to hold serve. You have the 00 John Deere machine looking good. The bottom of the... Every time, you know what, I'm going to say it. Every time I see that John Deere machine, I want to start singing She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy. I don't know why, but I don't know. Dude, I see John Deere, I think a tractor, and then all of a sudden I want to sing She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy, or the Take a Ride on My Big Green Tractor, that one. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a southern thing, I don't know. Nonetheless, long green flag run here after an early caution in the Pure Michigan 250 brought us to a crawl. Lap number 3, we seen our first and only caution flag of the night back under race conditions on lap number 7. We have been clean and green for upwards of 40 laps now. Small little battles still out here as this green flag run continues on. Todd Cray stepping out and away. Jerry Cochran III slowly reeling him in. 4 seconds back to Tommy Haynes. Another 3 seconds back to Justin Gann. So these drivers that took no tires really putting themselves at a disadvantage early. But remember these runs. We're going to see a lot of these drivers that are falling to the wayside right now, all the way from 4th to about that 10th position. We're going to see them make tons of headway in this next run when they take 4 tires. But will Cray, Cochran, and Haynes match them and take 4 tires again? They're going to have a no-tire stop. Otherwise, the rest of this field would not have had a fuel-only stop or a right-side-only stop. I highly doubt drivers taking right sides and burning up a set of 4 good ones. Case more likely to put some left sides on, then come down and put some right sides on this next time around. That could be a factor, but I don't know. I want 4 fresh ones. If I'm coming to pit road, I don't care if it's lap 2. If I'm coming to pit road, you're putting 4 fresh ones on. I'll be the only driver out there for the final 75 laps with 1 set of tires still. I want my tires. Pay for them, I want them. Just saying. We're going to get off the rant and get back to some action here. John Wimbish going at it with Kevin Burrows. Now we're seeing those much older tires really begin to suffer. 20 laps into this green flag run. Last time Wimbish was on pit road was back at lap number 29. Sitting on lap number 49 now. Has about 10 laps to go before we see him venture down pit lane. But what looked to be a great strategy at the beginning of this green flag run starting to look a little bit shaky. We're going to get to the front of this field, though. How about the battle that's beginning to pick up here? Looking to become just our 3rd different leader of the night. The 72 of Jerry Cochran has it to the high side, running that Larson line. And everybody wants to ride up near the walls, and if you can find the line, if you can find the grip, it's a very thin line between grip and no grip up there. Running with the dust and the marbles, but you get so much momentum, so much speed that you can carry around this front stretch and the back stretch. You can see right here, he could bump draft Cray into turn 1 if he wanted to. Back to the high side again. Watch this corner exit. Watch how much speed this 72 is going to get. Hit a great 1 and 2 that time for Cray. These 2 guys right here, they're going to put on quite a bit of a show for us. We're going to take a look. Well, we wanted to take a look off the car, but it looks like we're not going to see that action. A little bit too close for the action. Cochran at the top of the racetrack, trying to get that 72 back into victory lane and pull even with Todd Cray as far as the race wins. And there's that momentum. There it is. There's the big killer. That's the shot we wanted, that rocket ship going around the outside. That's what we were looking for. That's what we wanted to bring you to here off of turn number 4 this time around. New race leader to the point. The first time here tonight, Jerry Cochran III will take control of the race lead. Todd Craig going to fall back in line, back in that second position, trying to give up as little time as possible and trying to continue to compound on the advantage that they find themselves in here by taking those 4 fresh tires. First driver to pit road for the second time, Casey Duncan, going to come down pit lane. This time around, the Serve Pro number 11 going to come to the attention of his crew members. In a bit of a rough night here tonight, both that 14 of Dave Seeds and the 5 of Gary May caught up and involved in the early incident here tonight. Seeds has been able to get back out on the track, but he is well off of the lead lap, listed 15 laps down, as Gary May still feverishly working away on that 5 machine, going to try to get back there on the track. It's a thing of pride at this point for May and that crew. McMillan Jr. going to bring the 15 down pit road this time around. As we are right around the corner, we're about 10 laps away from the halfway point here tonight in the Pure Michigan 250 long green flag run here tonight with the Ayers High Racing Paints Xfinity Series. Front of the field, looks like Todd Cray may be falling behind just a little. Bailey Dutton gonna head to pit road this time around. That's going to leave Gann with a little bit of a cushion. Back to Roy Fernandez now, who takes over 5th. Anthony Keys into 6th. And Burroughs Branch in freeze. Finish the drivers. Ooh, man. I'm telling you, these guys pushing the limits coming to pit road. Top 2 to pit road. Tommy Haynes will stay out on the racetrack. And again, how about this man right here? From sliding sideways off of 2 to running his way through the field all the way to the point, going to now be our 4th different leader of the night, 6th lead change here from Michigan International Speedway. What a run here tonight for these Swift Motorsports drivers. And I would expect to see, there it is, yep, 17 to pit lane. This time around, that's going to hand the race lead over to Justin Gann. Will Gann head to pit road? He does. Fernandez next up. Looks like Fernandez is going to keep it out on the racetrack. Fernandez wants to lead a lap. Haynes, Gann, Burroughs all to pit road. Fernandez, Freeze, Branch, yet to hit pit lane. Just as we say that, the 21 Toyota Supra got to head down pit road. That's going to leave us with just 2 drivers left to make their green flag pit stops. 4 tire stops for Cray and Cochran. Once again, they're going to be battling for that eventual race lead. Let's head to this battle. It's going to be a close, tight one. Welcome in, race fans. If you're just joining us here tonight, you're watching the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series, race number 6 and season number 6 here with Swift Motorsports. It's the Pure Michigan 250. Long green flag run just at the halfway point. If you're just joining us, or if you've been here, if you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. Make sure before you check out here tonight and while you enjoy some of this great racing action from Michigan International Speedway, be sure to drop these drivers that all an important thumbs up right there. Let them know you enjoy not just tonight's race, but every Tuesday night live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, your home for Swift. Each and every Monday and Tuesday night, you can find these fast machines in the pavement week in, week out. Big long run here tonight. Todd Cray, not so well at qualifying here tonight. Jerry Cochran III, also qualified outside of your top 5. They started side by side on the starting grid, and here they are, side by side. 59 laps into tonight's races. Lap number 60 goes on the board, and they're still at it. 4 positions with each other. So as we cross the line at the halfway point, what do you say we drop the timing and scoring back over there to the left-hand side of your screen? Let you find and follow along with your favorite driver in the field. So as this battle rages on, let's go back to our next battle on track. Haynes sits in third with Bailey Dutton behind. Pole sitter Justin Gann finishing out your top 5. Race leader's going to head by into turn number 3. Here comes the big battles. Haynes, Dutton, Gann, they're going to come flashing by. Nick Hunt sitting in 6th. Anthony Keys back in 7th with Fernandez in tow. Fernandez now looking for position. He's going to drop to the bottom of the racetrack, looking to take the spot away from the Serve Pro 87 of Anthony Keys, the Ford Mustang. Fastest Ford in the field here tonight. Going to head off of turn number 2, but will lose the position. Fernandez going to pick it up and move to 7th. So as we have now officially passed that halfway point, gonna give you your mid-race report. Your starting grid tonight, 16 drivers to the grid. We have still got all 16 here at track, but only 15 still out on the racetrack. Gary May still working away feverishly down there to try to salvage something here tonight, but he's going to need a Hail Mary and a huge problem for a lot of drivers in the field. So while 15 drivers remain on the track, only 13 remain on the lead lap. Jason Branch in that, number 28, Navy sponsored machine. Still holding on to the lead lap, just hasn't seemed to have been able to find speed tonight behind the wheel of that Mustang. A lackluster, poor qualifying effort out of that 28 tonight set him behind the field. He just hasn't been able to close in. He's had himself involved in a handful of battles, has made up a position or 2, but has just kind of stayed stagnant around that 12th, 13th position here tonight. We're going to have to see if the rest of his evening changes up. If it looks a little different by the end of the night, let's go back through the field. Let's join a battle once again here on the racetrack. No, guys, let's go to the front. There we go. Back to the front battle for the race lead. Todd Cray showing the way with Jerry Cochran III right behind him off of turn number 2. You can see the 14 of seats. Gentleman move. He's way out of the way. Multiple laps down is the 14. He's going to stay out of the way of the lead lap cars. Let those drivers sort it out amongst themselves. The Grayson Jade Photography 72 trying to take away that top spot from Cray behind the wheel of his Black Rifle Coffee Company machine. Cray with an amazing run so far here tonight. Let's take a look off of the tail end. And just one of those amazing action camera shots. Man. Absolutely love it. Tell you what, let's go back. Can we jump inside the car? Do we got it? There you go. Just over the right side shoulder of your race leader as he brings us back across the stripe. Lap number 68 will go on the board. Todd Cray keeping the 72 at bay for now. Side by side still for the moment as Cochran was trying to make that high side work, unable to really get the momentum right now at this point in time in the run. He's going to try after it again. This is your closest battle on the track. Battle for the race lead, 1 and 2 off of turn number 2, halfway down the backstretch. Justin Gann starting to have a little bit of a battle on his hands as well, looking to grab that final spot on the podium, looking to see if he can't get up and around Tommy Haynes. Able to finally work his way around. We watched it unfold there, watched that battle for multiple laps, finally getting the job done and making it work. Man, talk about persistence. Or could we see Todd Cray maybe saving a little bit here? Is he trying to save a little bit of the tires here? Maybe see that 2-tire stop this go around. And how about Tommy Haynes? Great run so far here tonight for Haynes. Up 10 positions from where he qualified. Let's go back here with the battle for 3rd and 4th. Great job behind the wheel of that Prime Energy Drink.com machine. The Chevy Camaro top of the racetrack battling with the Toyota Supra of your pole sitter Justin Gann, bottom of the racetrack. Haynes with just an outstanding run here tonight. And look at this. This is what you call grit, ladies and gentlemen. Race fans out there, this is what being a race car driver is about. Tommy Haynes, heavy damage early here tonight. Lap number 3 into the outside wall. Hard contact for that 5. The crew has worked for almost an hour to get that car back in racing shape. And I gotta tell you, for the damage that they sustained, that 5 doesn't look that bad. Might have to open up a body shop because them boys is bad. Just saying. We're going to go back up here to the front, back to the battle for the race lead. Still 0.2 of a second separate your top two. And we're eyeballing about 20 laps into this green flag run, so we're only about 10 laps away from seeing our third round of green flag pit stops. We apologize. So when will Gray see, well, not just Gray, when will either of these drivers, Dave Seats, with a head full of steam, he's been on and off pit road once again. He's got some fresh tires. And there you go. That shows it right there. Damaged or not, 4 fresh Goodyears go a long way. John Wimbish going to pull the Valvoline 56 down pit road. He's going to be the first driver to make his third green flag pit stop so far here tonight. Can we get back to the battle? Let's go back to the battle with Tommy Haynes. There you go. We'll keep our eye on the front of the field. That 2 to 3/10 of a second gap has pretty much stabilized for Jerry Cochran the third. We'll bring you back to that battle, but right here, up for grabs, that third and final podium position. Justin Gann, Tommy Haynes, splitting hairs, going at it. Here from Michigan International Speedway, we'll cross the line, lap number 76 on the board now. So less than 50 to go. We're looking at drivers being able to make it right around 30 laps on a tank of fuel. The top two were last to pit road back on lap number 55. 2 on screen, lap 56. Not much of a difference between these drivers as far as pit timing. But keep in mind, we have that second green flag run where Gann did not take tires, where Billy Dutton did not take tires. Gann has recovered well. Dutton struggling a little bit back in that 5th position. The 00 of Nick Hunt will head to pit lane. Be one of our first drivers inside of the top 10 to head to pit lane for his third round of green flag pit stops. Man, this battle just won't go away. We like to see it. We like to talk about it. Let's head back up here to the front. 2 very distinct battles, all inside of your top 4 positions. Top 2 going at it. 3rd and 4th going at it. Long green flag runs here. So while we have a moment here under these long green flag runs, want to take this opportunity to give a huge shout out to all of the fans and all of the sponsors here that make things stick at Swift MotorSports. Big, huge shout out to our race controls and admin race officials week in, week out. The selfless act of keeping all of the drivers straight and handing out the penalties when they gotta. The unsung heroes of the series, of the season, Don Kidder and Andy Starcher, week in, week out, down the hall in race control. Big tip of the cap to you, gentlemen. We've got some drinks and some pizza heading your way here very shortly, but also want to give a huge shout out to all of our sponsors, the Performance Motorsports, a stable of drivers, absolutely phenomenal. Performance Motorsports coming on board with Swift once again, sponsoring the Truck Series. An amazing group of individuals over there at Performance Motorsports. Want to give a huge shout out, as always, to Butt Kicker, perennial sponsor with many different leagues and series all across the iRacing platform. We couldn't do it without Butt Kicker. Just an amazing company. If you want to get every bit of feeling out of your game, if you want to feel the wisp of the wind and the rumble beneath your feet, look for Butt Kickers haptic transducers. They can provide you with all the power you need for your gaming. Butt Kicker, the future is feeling. Justin Gann going to reclaim the race lead once again. That's going to be, I believe that's going to be our 8th different lead change now here tonight in the Pure Michigan 250. I want to give a huge shout out as well to Mountain Mafia Kennels, best American bully breeders in Western North Carolina. If you're in the market for an American bully, look no further. You can find them on Instagram, Facebook, as well as Twitter. Champion tried and true bloodlines over there at Mountain Mafia Kennels. Again, gonna head to pit road. Looks like Tommy Haynes gonna do so as well. Kevin Burrows looks to inherit the race lead. The 23 machine halfway down the backstretch, leading Jason Branch, Brandon Freeze. On the racetrack, 3 drivers still yet to hit pit road. There it is, pit road, they roll. On to pit road quickly here. Jason Branch going to stay out on the racetrack. Branch wants to lead a lap here. He's going to grab that opportunity once again. Led a handful of laps earlier here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. And, you know, you got to do something, right? You got to try to find something. You got to try to work some angle. When the speed just isn't there, you gotta do something. You can't just continue to do the same thing because it's not working. And Branch trying to throw the kitchen sink at it here as he heads to pit road. That's going to hand the race lead back over to Jerry Cochran III. Then you can see the 72. This time around, it looks like a 2-tire stop. That difference in the tires that we seen Dutton and Gann have to sustain and go through will now unfold for your race leader. 2.6 seconds out front. That is quickly going away. Todd Cray surging forward after another 4-tire stop. And if it's me, I think this 22 right here may have the race-winning strategy. All right, we're going to get from lap 80 right to about lap, we'll call it lap 109, lap 110. Cray's then going to have to come down pit road and exit with no tires. But he's going to have the shortest run. He's not going to have a full fuel. That is a tough tongue twister right there. A full fuel run. He's going to be able to minimize the time lost. I really like the strategy here from Cray. Down to the bottom of the racetrack, he's going to make short work of the old tires of that 72. And he's going to quickly step off into the distance. Just look at that already. By the time they enter 3, a 3/10 second advantage from 2.6 back. Now 6/10 out front. Todd Cray well and clear, and the speed is there. We'll see as these gaps have really developed now. We'll see just how long that 72 can keep himself in that second position, or how quickly will he fall into the clutches of Bailey Dutton and of Justin Gann. Tommy Haynes elected to take his 4 tires once again, so he's going to have that quick stop at the end. But he's going to suffer with speed without having that set of tires. Typically, you hear us talk about the cream rising to the top when we reach our championship chase, the 5 races to decide and determine who will walk away with the season crown. We typically talk about the cream rising to the top at that point in time, at that juncture in the season. But let's take a look at it here. Look at that left-hand column over there on your screen. You can see those 3 drivers highlighted in that turn 3 orange. All previous race winners. We've only had 3 race winners this season, and they're sitting 1, 2, 3 on the racetrack. It's no coincidence. It doesn't just happen. These are big-time players week in, week out. Look at the man sitting back and forth, Justin Gann. Multiple pole positions, just hasn't been able to seal the deal and walk away with that first race win. Second place last week from Richmond, Gann. Third place from Nashville. So he's been on the podium. Opened up things this season at Homestead with a podium finish as well. So Gann's been there. He's been in the hunt week after week. He just hasn't punched that ticket. And it was I don't want to say a short-lived stay for this 72 in that second position, but being freight trained by the fresh tires. Bailey Dutton, Justin Gann gonna work their way around, try to reel in Todd Cray, who's out to almost a 3-second advantage. Dutton leading again. Cochran gonna slide back to 4th. Tommy Haynes is sitting in 5th. Roy Fernandez turning his night around. Yet another Black Rifle Coffee Company Chevy Camaro in the field here tonight. Fernandez a little bit lonely right now on the racetrack. Slowly starting to reel Tommy Haynes in for 5th, but both of these drivers are going to start to catch Jerry Cochran III rather quickly, as we are 10 laps away from the 100 lap mark. We are less than 35 to go here tonight in the Pure Michigan 250. You're watching the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series. You know what we haven't talked about, guys? As we got to battle second and third, teammates going at it, Gann and Dutton fighting for supremacy right now, looking to position themselves for that final green flag run. We haven't looked into the fastest lap of the race, and right now it looks like that is going to belong to Anthony Keys and that Serve Pro 87 machine. Cracking into, whoa, it's going, oh no, we're going to take that back. Roy Fernandez, they don't call him the Cuban Missile Rocket for no reason. 38.84, fast time during the race. Fernandez sitting in 6th. Cochran going to fall back to 5th now. And see, this is... It's tough to watch. It's tough to see. This 72 who's been inside of your top 5 for the majority of tonight's race. Right, a little bit of fuel strategy separated himself from Dutton, from Haynes, from Gann. But here it is, working backwards now. Giving up what he's gained. We'll see if there's a bigger loss on the tail end of this thing. The big measuring stick for the moment is Todd Cray out front. He has still got to come down pit road for fuel at least one more time. And I don't believe he's got a set of tires. fortunate enough for Todd, he's not going to need as much fuel as the rest of the field. Well, he's not going to need as much fuel to get to the end of the race as what these drivers did on their stint with no tires. But in retrospect, it's going to be the shortest stint of the night. Drivers aren't going to have to really worry about saving tires. So look for Gann and Dutton. Even Fernandez. We'll include Fernandez. He's inside of the top 6. Look at those drivers. To really push the limits over the final 20 laps. Right, we're watching this 72 fall and falter back through the field. He's going to be able to get a set of fresh tires to the end. He's got the chance to make some headway, but how much is he giving up right now? We're looking at close to 5 seconds back from Justin Gann now, who's going to be able to have fresh tires as well. So when do you wave the flag? Fuel window opens up for these drivers next time by. When do you come to get those tires? Or no tires? Or heck, I don't even know what tires these guys got anymore. You know what? We've got a good old beautiful thing here. Guys, can we bring that up for us, please? Yes, I need the help. Let me know what it is, please. Thank you. There you go. A little bit of strategy breakdown for you. Your top 7 on the racetrack. There you can see those stints. 26, 25, 25, 16 laps into this run here for Todd Gray. Very even stack for Gann. Dutton as well. So everybody running right around that 25 to 27 lap mark. We are right now in that window. So the opportunity to come to pit road for the final time is there. If you're Todd Gray, how much are you asking about the timing and scoring? As we watch Roy Fernandez close in on the back end of this 72. Fernandez going to look to take away that 5th position and continue his climb back to the front. We told you. We told you about Fernandez earlier here tonight. He's one of those sneaky slide drivers that just finds his way at the end of these things back into those top 5 positions. The Michigan native looking to walk away from the hometown track with some happy hometown fans here tonight. We'll see if Fernandez continues this climb. The biggest thing I think inside of this top 5, and again, this is just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to think I'm right, because I know I'm right, but this is just my opinion. Todd Gray to pit road right now. On to pit road, handing over the race lead once again to Justin Gann. Your pole sitter Gann back to the point once more. Bailey Dutton sitting behind. Tommy Haynes, Roy Fernandez in 4th. 5th place now to Jerry Cochran III, who's still got to make his final stop. I think Cray's in trouble. It's going to be a quick stop for him, don't get me wrong. Stationary for only 8 seconds out there tonight. Bailey Dutton going to head to pit road this time by. But even with the quick stop, I think the lack of speed because of the older tires, still with just 25 laps to go, it's essentially a full fuel run for Todd still. He wasn't able to really minimize that lap count. And I think he's going to see some trouble. Craig right here dealing with some lap traffic in tow. This helps his opportunity, a little bit of a draft help down the front stretch and into turn number 1. The 15 going to head to the high side. John McMillan Jr. sitting in that 9th position. Craig going to move to the bottom and take 8th away. But again, man. Bailey Dutton came to pit road right on lap 100. Trying to keep an eye right here on that gap, on that difference. Looks to be about a 5-second differential there for Cray. Back to Dutton, who is somewhat of the measuring stick, because Justin Gann has come to pit road. Tommy Haynes going to take over the race lead. Roy Fernandez, Jerry Cochran III sitting in the 3rd position. Will Fernandez hit pit road this time around, following Haynes down the... Oh, and Tommy going to lock him up. Big mishap. Big moment here, and that is going to cost Tommy Haynes. Oh, on the brakes hard is the 87. Anthony Keys with a big moment. Extending that fuel run. But how much time is this 72 giving up? He's going to now have some very fresh tires. He's going to be able to not worry about how much he's abusing him. But he's going to have to worry about how much time he's given on the stopwatch. I don't know. So as Jerry Cochran III extends this fuel run, Kevin Burrows, Brendan Freese also going to stay out on the racetrack. We're going to take a look back here at Todd Cray once again. Cray will essentially reclaim that race lead, but will he be able to do it before the hard-charging Bailey Dutton and Justin Gann get back to him? Just a 2.3 second deficit now. Cray has got to find some drafting help. He has got to find a way to step away, because Bailey Dutton just off in the distance there. You can see that 26. He is indeed closing in. An amazing long green flag run here tonight in the Pure Michigan 250, brought to you by Swift MotorSports. Ayers iRacing Paints Xfinity Series battle for the race lead ensues, with Dutton to the high side and short work made from Todd Cray. Bailey Dutton going to rocket his way right on around with much fresher tires. 23 of Kevin Burrows going to head to pit road. 21 of Brandon Freese going to follow suit. And just issues on pit road, that is what's cost this 15. Just issues onto pit road has cost John McMillan Jr. the opportunity to run for a podium, the opportunity to run for that checkered flag. Was inside of the top 5, inside of your podium, but has fallen to the wayside as this race continues. This massive green flag run. One caution in the field here tonight, all the way back at lap number 3. We have been green flag racing since lap number 7. Almost 100 laps of green flag action here tonight, and we're gonna have some more green flag action right here unfolding before your eyes. Man, I'm telling you, Bailey Dutton and Justin Gann, they're gonna go at it, and I promise you, that 30, teammate or not, Justin, I'm not trying to say you're gonna do it, but I promise you, if I was in that 30, if I get to your bumper within the final 5 laps, Brother, we'll talk about it tomorrow morning at the office because I'm moving you. You gotta get out the way. You gotta go. I need that race win. I've been second. I've been third multiple times. I've been shut out of victory lane. Not tonight. Call me a bad teammate if you want. I mean, that's cool with me. I still got the race win. You know what I mean? We've heard Tony Stewart saying that he'd wreck his mom for a race win. Now that's a race car driver. Looking to the inside. Will he make the move into 3? There it is. Justin Gann gonna pile it in. Close racing action here at a 4. Whoa, Burrows to the bottom. 3 wide with the race leaders and a lap car. Got the 15 of John McMillan Jr. just out in front, trying to keep himself on the lead lap. Listed as the final driver on the lead lap, but trying to do all he can to step away as these two battle. And Justin Gann gonna put it back to the point around the high side. Power move late in the going here tonight. We're gonna come back across the stripe with just 15 to go in tonight's Ayers iRacing Paints Xfinity Series Pure Michigan 250. Your closest battle on track right here in front of you. We're going to take a look just a little further up the track. Let's take a look right here at this 72 machine. He's come down pit road. He's been able to get 4 tires. But he had an issue. Had a little bit of a slide in the box. Had to back up. That cost him some very valuable time. Now Jerry Cochran III, from battling for the race lead, is going to be battling just to make his way back to a top 5. Man, what a change of events in just a matter of about 50 laps. Big turn of events in tonight's race for that Grayson Jade Photography 72. Cochran will pick up a position on Nick Hunt. He will grab that 8th spot. Still 3 more to go to get back to the top 5. See if he's able to navigate his way to it, as Gann tries to navigate the lap traffic all piled up at the bottom of the racetrack. So with 12 laps remaining next time by, we're going to be down to just 24 miles of racing action remaining here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. We started tonight's race with 16 drivers. We have still got all 16 out on track running, but only your top 11 remain on the lead lap. Just an amazing green flag run after some early troubles. Put us behind the pace car on lap number 3. We've been clean and green since lap number 7 here. These drivers gonna reach upwards of 112 laps of green flag racing action. Man, it doesn't get much better than that. Right here on the world's number 1 racing simulator. And a little bit of a spike in the audio there, guys. Can you check that? The world's number 1 racing simulator, iRacing.com. That's where you can find and hook up with these drivers. If you think you got the skill, you think you got the speed, you can put your thoughts to the test right here with Swift MotorSports. You can find them on the league directory page right here on iRacing.com. Once again, that's Swift MotorSports on iRacing.com. Coming down to just 10 to go this time by. race leader, pole sitter, Justin Gann, looking to finally get that race win. We poked fun at him a little bit, last week about always being the bridesmaid, and I told him, some people just never get married, that's life, but I'm not very fond of it. And looking to prove a point here tonight, Justin Gann says he no longer wants to catch the bouquet, he wants to be holding it in victory lane. That Toyota Supra looks hooked up now as he starts to step away from Dutton. Todd Cray is under fire. The final spot on the podium now up for grabs. Look at Fernandez rocket his way into the picture and into the mix. Less than 10 to go. And Fernandez has got much fresher tires. Keep in mind, race fans, I said I think Cray was in trouble. And here we are, watching that backward slide that we've seen so many other drivers have to deal with. With the strategy elected, falling back through the pack is a given. Almost a self-inflicted penalty, if you will. All of the drivers had to go through it. Tommy Haynes elected to run through it late tonight. He's fallen back to the 9th position. Todd Cray elected to do it on this final stop. He's sliding back, potentially outside of the podium. And now your closest battle, your biggest battle on the racetrack, between the Black Rifle Coffee Company sponsored machines, Todd Cray and Roy Fernandez both have that sponsor on the cars, and both gonna walk away with some great points here today. Let's not, cut Cray short. He walks away with a 4th. It's still, and forgive our language here, but yes, we know we've got it marked for mature audiences, but that's just not how we roll. We keep it nice and professional here in the production booth, but that's a damn good points day. 4th place points after coming into tonight's race tied for the overall points lead. Bailey Dutton just sitting in 2nd, so he's not going to gain that much. You're going to keep Dutton right in arm's length. It's a great points day. Great points day for Roy Fernandez as well. Close racing action here with Todd Cray off of turn number 2. Fernandez came into tonight's race sitting 42 points back in the 9th position, looking to move himself into championship contention, and there's the pass. Being the opportunity through the slide job, and here comes that typical crossover from Cray back to the inside. He's going to have that advantage, the inside lane, heading into turn number 1, but will the high side hustle work out for that 3 of Fernandez? He's going to cross him all the way over here. Fernandez with a huge crossover through the center of the corner. Race leaders out in front by over 10 seconds as these two drivers continue to battle. Justin Gann leading by almost 1 second here back across the stripe. 4 laps remaining as we cross the line to begin lap number 120 here, still side by side. Todd Cray putting up one heck of a fight as Fernandez continues to float it in on the bottom. Gotta be smooth as chicken lips if you want to pull the wool over Cray's eyes here tonight. And into the outside wall. Cray into the outside wall. Todd Cray, contact outside wall. Big move there for Fernandez. Thought Cray may be coming back down the track. An invasive move made, wasn't able to capitalize on the troubles from Gray. They're going to be side by side, man. Whew. And we don't want to take away from anything that Justin Gann's doing out front as your Performance Motorsports Pole Award winner. Coming down to the final few laps of tonight's race, walking away with the race lead for the moment. More trouble for Gray as another scrape in the outside wall. Fernandez will grab third. Fernandez gonna grab third heading into turn number 3, and just like that, popsicle sticks on display for your race leaders. Just 2 to go here from Michigan. That was an amazing battle to watch unfolding. Todd Gray, he hasn't given up just yet. We can expect Gray to try after Fernandez again, but with much older tires. I think that battle has been lost. And more struggles off of turn number 2 for Todd Gray. 2/10 now given up as Justin Gann gonna work his way back across the stripe. White flag flies. Final lap here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. The Swift, 1 to go in the pure Michigan 250. Justin Gann out front, 1.2 seconds. Lap traffic in front, but will be of no concern. All the battles have dissipated. All the runs are done. Into 3 for the final time here tonight. Your pole sitter, Justin Gann, looking to capture the flag for the first time in an out of 4 across the line. Your race winner. Behind the wheel, that number 30 machine, the Virginia Beach native, will celebrate with a post-race smoke show. Gann going to finally kick in the door of that winner's column. Man, what a run for Gann. He will get the job done here tonight. He's going to enjoy the cool down lap as he heads back in to the trial onto the front stretch. What an amazing run here tonight. Bailey Dutton going to finish in second. Fernandez does capitalize and end up third. Gray going to stop the bleeding and end up 5th here tonight. Anthony Keys right at the end, able to grab that 4th spot away from Gray, but still a great points day as we watch the smoke show here out of Justin Gann. What an amazing night, an amazing race here for the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series drivers. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And backtrack side again at the conclusion of tonight's Pure Michigan 250. What a run, what a night of racing action. The long green flag run to finish things off after an early caution. And how about the battles at the end? We're going to talk to the man that walked away with the final spot on the podium here tonight after an amazing battle, getting the job done, fighting his way into the podium. Roy, it's Dave. You got a copy?
I got you, Dave.
Hey, bud, an amazing job here tonight. We talked for a second before we came back live about how you made me look like a genius by sneaking your way into the podium. I've said it multiple times throughout tonight's broadcast. You're one of those drivers that you don't make a lot of big moves. You just make a lot of small, methodical moves and find your way to the front. How were you able to work the strategy to your advantage to grab this spot?
Yeah, I think we just communicating with our team, figuring out kind of what was the best thing to do. There's a couple of times there where I tried to stretch it out as much as I could early on to kind of see how much I could, play with at first, and then continued to race. And then, I knew that if we took our tires out early, we wouldn't have to worry about it for the rest of the race. So we made that decision as a team, and it played out for us.
Indeed, it did. You're going to give yourself a good shot in the arm in the point standings. You came into tonight's race inside of the top 10. With race number 6 now behind us, we've only got 4 more weeks to work yourself into a position to fight for a championship. How you feeling about these next handful of weeks? Because we've got 1 week off, and then we're heading to Indy, Watkins Glen, Charlotte, and Darlington. It's going to be a gauntlet there to the end of the regular season. How you feeling about those weeks?
Well, 3 of those sound exciting, but one of them sounds pretty rough. I don't turn right too well. So,
Really,
uh,
I would have
yeah.
figured Darlington would have been the one that I'd toss out. I mean, that's just me.
Oh, I love Darlington. Something
You're
about the double
crazy.
apex turn, I can just floor it and do real well on that track. But I'm definitely going to try to focus a bit more on the road track. I've been doing a little bit more practicing here and there on some road courses to kind of get that feel for me because I want to be a bit more competitive when I'm turning right.
Well, Roy, we wish you the best moving forward. We know you're a little bit under the weather, so that just makes the amazing run here tonight that much more astonishing, man. Great run behind the wheel of that Black Rifle Coffee Company #3 machine. So before we let you go and get some NyQuil and some other medicine in you here, man, fantastic job. Would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely my team 4X there with Casey, Anthony, and Jason. Cody's not here tonight, but also Cody, shout out to him. He shot me a text, said good battling there for 3rd position. So I knew that looked good on the broadcast when I got that text. So um, I gotta appreciate you, Dave. You guys in the booth, you do a hell of a good job covering everything that we do, and then the admins and Justin, the league, Swift Motorsports, Black Rifle Company. Got a shout out to all the sponsors and everything as well too, and of course, got to shout out the wifey and the little one upstairs sleeping right now. So
Well, again, Roy, always a pleasure to catch up with you. An amazing job here in front of the hometown fans at the hometown track. Congratulations. Until we get a chance to talk again, stay safe and keep it fast.
thanks, Dave. You have yourself a great night.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from the man that provided us an amazing finish. Yes, it was for 3rd, but still an amazing race there at the end. The final 5 laps, absolutely action-packed, and Fernandez will walk away with the 3rd and final spot on the podium here tonight. That's going to move us right along the list to the man that has been here before, but was looking for a little more here tonight. Let's see if we can dial up the driver of that 26 Toyota Super. Bailey, it's Dave. How you doing, bud?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Pretty good, even though you're in 2nd, huh? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Just joking.
we'll take the good points day.
So, man, we noticed the strategies out there tonight. When you guys came down to pit road, was there a no tire run, or was it like how did that work out for you?
Yeah, so the first pit stop, first green flag pit stop, we took no tires and just fuel. because we were short a set. So that's kind of what I think spread everybody out. I know there's a lot of people way out in front of us, and at the end, that's how I kind of reeled them back down. Is just the opposite ends of strategies there.
Well, let's talk about that. When did you realize that? Was it early in the race that you realized it? Look, we're not going to have tires for one run. We're gonna have to figure out how to get through it. Did the thought of maybe taking left sides on a stop and then right sides on a next stop, was that ever a thought process with you and your crew chief?
No, we never considered that. I think the advantage there was just to do 4 tires, and you're gonna have to go one green flag run with just no tires and try to maintain as best as possible.
Well, maintain as best as possible is something you did, man. You fired back around through a lot of these drivers over those last 2 green flag pit stops. Early caution here tonight, but a long green flag run to the end. Looks like with this second place finish, for all intents and purposes, you will be the race leader heading into Easter weekend. Enjoy the week off as the points leader. So congratulations on that. Congratulations on second place here tonight. Before we let you go, you know the drill. We're going to step back. The mic is yours.
Yeah, I wanna thank you and everybody at Swift and Performance Motorsports, Assassin Motorsports, Reaper Speed Labs, and I want to thank them for tuning in tonight and cheering me on, as well as cousin Jess. I always love having them watch. So that's all I got for you today.
Well, short and sweet and to the point, Bailey. Always a pleasure to catch up with you at the end of these things, and you know how we do things. So again, until we meet again, stay safe and of course, keep it fast.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Dave.
All right, short, sweet, and right to the point. Bailey Dutton going to walk away with second here tonight. Going to give his point standings a little better of a look going outside of the Easter weekend off just around the corner for these Swift Motorsports Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series drivers. And that's going to move us right into Victory Lane. We're going to dial up the man that walked away with the Performance Motorsports Pole Award here tonight. Walked away with his first checkered flag of the season. Finally in Victory Lane, man. How good's it feel?
Dude, somebody pinched me, man. I can't believe this is real right now.
Well, I'm going to be, you know me, Justin. I got to poke fun. You finally did it, man. I mean, it took you long enough. I mean, 6 races in before we could talk to you in Victory Lane, man. What's going on, man? You're not drinking enough protein during the weeks? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, there's just been a lot of changes. I got a new rig this season. I got a new direct drive. I think there's just different things, and then honestly, I hope that was the reason, because I don't know what else it could be. Bailey's fast every week, man. He's the man to beat, and
we're going to see if we can't get him back real quick. Justin, you still with us?
yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now. Well, looks like we had a little bit of audio problems there for a moment. Not sure what you said, but I'm sure it was great. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah.
Wouldn't you know, you finally get to Victory Lane and we have audio problems when you're talking.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, who would think? Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's all I've got to say about that.
Man, an amazing job here tonight. You and the entire crew, the entire team, as well as all of the drivers in the field. Long green flag run. Got to be happy about that. So just an amazing job. Finally, as we kid with you, finally getting that victory. Man, I know it takes a little getting used to the new rigs and stuff, so hopefully this is the breakthrough race and we see you back in Victory Lane. But before we let you celebrate and spray the rest of the champagne all over everybody down here, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back at the shop?
Oh, yeah. Shout out Performance Motorsports on the hood there, Hyperdrive Racing, Ayers Eye Racing Paints, Sim Magic, Assassin Motorsports, everybody on the team putting in the work every week. Everybody behind the scenes over there at Swift Motorsports. You guys over there at Turn 3, and I know Cousin Jess is up there posting away. So hopefully she got to enjoy the race tonight. Yeah, that's about it. All the drivers on the track, man, like you said, putting on a good race.
Well, again, Justin, congratulations on that breakthrough win. We've only got 4 weeks remaining to the end of the regular season and the start of the championship chase. You look like you're starting to make some headway in the point standing, so this is going to help you as well. We look forward to catching up with you after the little week off, and until then, my man, stay safe, and as always, keep it fast.
Appreciate it, Dave.
All right, there you go. Final words from Victory Lane here tonight with Justin Gann. Just an amazing run and an amazing job for the driver and crew. All of the drivers in this field put on an amazing show. Long green flag run, over 115 laps of green flag action. An amazing, amazing job here tonight in the Pure Michigan 250. For the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series. And again, just cannot stress enough just the talent and caliber of drivers in this field. Bar none, I'll put them up against anybody you got. If you think I'm kidding, hit me up in a message, and we'll try to work out a race to prove the point. These guys, I'm telling you, absolutely lights out. As you can hear the music in the background, producers hitting those buttons. It's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results right here from Michigan International Speedway for Swift Motorsports Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series. In victory lane for the first time this season behind the wheel of that 30 machine, Justin Gann will walk away with the checkered flag. Bailey Dutton back in second, with Roy Fernandez picking up third. Anthony Keys going to come home in fourth. Fifth place tonight to the 22 of Todd Crane, sliding home in sixth. Nick Hunt. Jerry Cochran the third going to fall back in this final runs back into the seventh position. Eighth place tonight to Tommy Haynes. Kevin Burrows going to finish tonight's race in ninth. Brandon Fries in 10th. John Wimbish back in 11th. 28 of Jason Branch going to slide home 12th. 13th tonight to Casey Duncan. John McMillan Jr. going to finish in 14th. 15th tonight to Dave Seats in finishing out the 16-car field, the 5 of Gary May. Big shout out to both Don Kidder and Andy Starcher, race control and admins just down the hall in the officials room. An amazing night and an amazing run. If you haven't already, be sure before you go to continue your support. Push us to that 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love. Drop the thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the headquarters, we appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.